I greet all of you by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Please have a seat. Today, I want to talk about serving Yahweh. Serving Yahweh. Since we've been in this country as a people, the so-called African Americans, we have not served the Creator in the manner that the Creator demands us to. A lot of us, we bow down and worship the Creator. Some of us worship Jesus. Some of us are worshiping Allah. But today we're going to talk about serving the Almighty, the one Creator, the true Creator. Because there are certain ways that you serve the Most High. When we look at the commandments teach us how to serve the Most High. The Creator tells us in Malachi, and I want all of us to go to Malachi, the 3rd chapter, because I want us to see something. The Creator tells the nation of Israel, he said, your words have been stout against me, says Yah. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against the Creator? And we don't really understand what we are saying that the Creator does not like. Mm-hmm. Because this is the thing that you have to do. Look at what we say, look at our actions, and then we will get a clear understanding what we are doing against the Most High. You want to know, what have we spoken so much against the Creator? The Creator say, well, you have said it is vain to serve Elohim. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before him, before Yah of hosts? What is the profit? That's what we say. We see other people progressing. We see them gaining riches and honor, respect. And yet, when it comes to those who are serving the Most High, it doesn't seem as though we are prospering the way that they prosper. So we ask the question, what have we spoken so much against Yah? It's when we look at wickedness and begin to see wickedness as being good. Just think about what is going on in this society. In this society, this nation have made homosexuality look normal. Mm-hmm. They put it on TV. Mm-hmm. Letting your children watch two men and two women kissing. And they say that that's all right. And we look at how people prosper doing wickedness, people selling drugs, making money. And we look at it and we say, well, why should I do what the Most High want me to do since everybody else is prospering? You think the Creator don't see us saying that? You think the Creator is not listening, is not watching? And listen at what we do. He say, and now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt Elohim are even delivered. Those who are set on high have their businesses, living in corporate America, riding in big cars, living in big homes. They are prospering according to this man. We see it and we wonder, okay, what I need to do now, because Yah, he don't have me prospering like that. But then something happened. Those who love the Creator got together. Those who feared the Most High decided to have a discussion. Then they that fear Yah spoke often one to another. And Yah hearkened. He listened and he heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yah and that thought upon his name. See, you looking at the short picture, but the Most High is looking at the long picture. And the long picture is that we are going to have ours, and they are not. He say, and they shall be mine, says Yah of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels. And I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serve him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serve Yah and him that serve him not. We're going to see the whole picture. Right now, we can't see the whole picture. We're only looking at parts of it. But we are going to see the whole picture. The thing about it is, we have to learn how to discern between those who fear the Most High and those who fear him not. See, when you don't fear the Most High, you know what you're going to do? You're going to call on other deities. When you don't fear the Most High, you're going to treat your brother wrong. You're going to curse each other out. You're going to want to fight with each other. And you're going to call on Jesus. Or Allah, some of these other deities that you're calling up on. But this is what we have to do. We have to quit serving all of these other deities. Not only do we have to quit serving all these other deities, but we have to learn how to treat each other right. Treat each other with respect. Look at Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter. Because in Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, the Creator is telling us that we should not be listening or being around people that causes us to turn from him. And the problem that we have, we are hanging out with the wicked. We are hanging out with those who are causing us to turn our back upon the Creator. The Creator tells us in Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, in the first verse, he said, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign of the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other deities which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. So if somebody come along and tell you about a dream that they had, or somebody come along and tell you about a vision that some other deity done gave them, the Creator tell us that we shouldn't even listen to that person, because that person is not from him. Even though what the person said came to pass. But think about it. They're going to tell you about something, dream or some vision that they done had, but they give credit to somebody else. This is what the Creator tell us. He said, thou shalt not hearken, you shouldn't even listen unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dream. For Yah, your Elohim, proveth you. The Creator is testing you to see whether or not you're going to serve him or serve that man. He said, to know whether ye love Yah, your Elohim, with all your heart and with all your soul. The Creator is testing you to see whether or not you love him. Ye shall walk after Yah, your Elohim, and fear him and keep his commandments. When somebody tell you that the law been done away with, you need to get away from that person quick. Because that person is telling you it's all right to murder. It's all right to steal. It's all right to commit adultery. It's all right to do things that is totally against the Most High. So we need to get away from that person as fast as possible. He said, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. And listen to what the Creator say about that prophet. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to turn you away from Yah, your Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yah thy Elohim commanded thee to walk in. So should thou put evil away from the midst of thee. The Creator say that person, that dreamer of dream, you should get rid of him. Because he's trying to confuse you, to cause you to leave Yah. And listen at what the Creator is saying in the next verse, because this is something that we need to understand. And let me just say this. We can condemn or do something to anybody that's against Yah except two people. And that's your mother and father. I don't care if your mother is serving another deity. That's still your mother and father. And your mother and father is the reason why you are on this earth. We celebrate every year. You say you celebrate your birthday. How you gonna have a birthday and you 1 year old? You ain't celebrating your birthday, you celebrating your mama's birthday. The day she birthed you. We got it twisted because we are dealing with the white man's idea of birth. How you done gave birth and you 1 year old or 2 years old? Your mother birthed you. And you should be giving honor to your mother for not taking the pill or for not finding a way to get rid of you. You should be celebrating her birth of you every year. Because listen at what the Creator tells us. He said, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other deities, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers. Notice, you don't see mother and father there. Because we have to always show honor and respect to our mothers and fathers, because they are the reason why we are still living, why we are born. And all through the scriptures, when you seen a mother or a father even serving another deity, that son never disrespected that mother or that father. Even Solomon, he never disrespected his mother. He may have took her off the throne, but he never disrespected her. He said, namely of the deities of the people, which are round about you, are nigh unto thee, are far off from thee. From the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shall thou spare, neither shall thou conceal him. But thou shalt surely kill him, thy hand shall be the first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hands of all the people. And thou shalt stone him with stone that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear in fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. Then it's just something that we should not do. Because if we do it, there's a penalty. One of the reasons that we are here is because we began to serve these other deities. One of the reasons we are here is because we was not obeying the words of the Most High. And because we was not obeying the words of the Most High brought all of this upon us. We did not obey. And we should have obeyed. The Creator tells us in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, listen at what he said he would do unto us. And everything that he said that he would do, he did it. In Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45, I mean, I can go through the whole chapter and show you how the Creator mapped it out perfectly, that what he was going to do, and didn't miss nothing. But in 47 he said, because thou serve not Yah, thy Elohim, with joyfulness, with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, didn't appreciate nothing, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yah shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. We was in chains, just like the Creator said. Nakedness and in want and in hunger and in thirst for all things. And say, Yah shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. What is the symbol bird of this nation? The eagle. As swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. We see it. We done lived it. And you can even see it on film, where they would beat and kick old men and old women for no reason at all. But we were showed this, that this would happen. All because we was not serving the Most High the way that we should. Not serving Yahweh brought all of this upon us. Yeah. So the Creator told us what we needed to do, and we didn't do it. And what did he tell us we needed to do? He told us in Micah, the 6th chapter and 8th verse, he told us, and all we have to do is just do what he said. If we do what he say, then we will be blessed and not cursed. In Micah 6 and 8, he said, he has showed thee, O man, what is good. And what does Yah require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy Elohim. He done told you what to do. So how do you walk justly with the Most High? How do you walk righteously with the Most High? By honoring the Most High and his people. By treating your neighbor as yourself. Look at what the Creator tells us in Isaiah, the 58th chapter. In Isaiah 58, and we're going to start at verse 9. Listen at what he tells us that we should be doing with one another. Because when you're serving Yah, you just can't call on the name of the Most High and then not treat your brother and sisters right. When you're serving Yah, you have to love your brother and your sister. Yes, yes. Isaiah 58 and 9 tell us, he said, then shall I call, and Yah shall answer. And thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here am I. Yes. If, this is what he say, if thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger and speaking vanity. Pointing your finger at somebody, talking about them behind their back, lying on them, doing things you know is not right, saying things you know is not true. But it's always somebody else. As they used to tell us in school, you might have one pointing out, but three more pointing back at you. He said, if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. If you feed the hungry, clothe the naked, if you do the things that are right, then your darkness will be just like light. All of your problems can be healed if you're doing what you're supposed to do. In fact, the Creator also tells us we have to learn to help those who have least among us. You know, sometimes when we see somebody that need help, it may be poor. And just think, if you black, you poor. But somebody might be less fortunate than you. The Creator tells us in Proverbs, the 19th chapter and the 17th verse, he that has pity upon the poor lendeth unto Yah. So if you feed the hungry and clothe the naked, the Most High will have pity upon you. And that which he has given, will he pay him again? The Creator gonna give it back to you. So why not help those who are less fortunate than you? You're gonna get it back. It's only a little. But some of us don't want to give up none of it. We want it all. I done worked hard for this. I want what's mine. But the thing about it is, some of us turn our nose up when we see the poor or those who are in need. When we see them out on the corner, we get faster. When we see them walking by, we get on the other side because they're scared, because you're scared they might ask you something or ask you for something. We don't want to be around them because it might rub off. I don't know, that might be what you're thinking, I don't know. But look at what the Creator tell us. In Proverbs 14, verse 20, the poor is hated, even of his own neighbor, but the rich have many friends. You know, you don't seen it. You see somebody that's house look bad, yard hadn't been cut, and you look at them, you say, I know they can do better than that. They know they need to clean up around there. That don't make no sense. Now they know they can clean that house. You know what you say.
Yes, indeed.
You look at them, now they wrong for coming out the house looking like that. You know what you say. It says he is despised. He that despises his neighbor sinneth. If you despise your neighbor, you sin. But he that has mercy upon the poor, happy is he. We have to learn. We used to be a merciful people. You know, a long time ago, when we seen somebody needing something, we helped them. Now we talk about them. But we used to help people. We don't help people anymore. But let me tell you something. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or you're poor. We all going to the same place. We all going to the grave. But it's how we live our life that makes us better. The scriptures tell us in Proverbs 22:2, the rich and the poor meet together. They have this in common. Yah is the maker of them all. Did you hear what I'm saying? The Creator made the poor and the rich. So don't think that you better because you have more. If you see the brother needing his house clean, tell him you'll help him. Need his yard clean, tell him you'll help him move some of that stuff out the way. Instead of talking about him. You know, we all do it. I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about myself too. We all do it. We have to have a generous heart. And we don't have that anymore. We have to want to help somebody. In fact, the Creator tells us He tells us in Proverbs, the 11th chapter, the 25th verse, the liberal soul shall be made fat. In other words, a generous soul shall be made rich. That's what he's talking about. The person that's willingly give, he will be made rich. And he that watereth shall be watered also himself. In other words, if you give, it's going to be given back. That's the thing that we have to understand. I'm just telling you how to serve Yah. When you understand what you're doing, see, we love to get up and make a show. Get in front of folks and call on him. But it's deeper than that. But there are some other requirements that we have to look at too. The other requirements is how you treat the Most High. In Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter, when we read it every Shabbat, the Creator tells us what is required. When Moses went up on the mountain and the children of Israel was doing all kind of stuff, and Moses had to tell them what was required. And we have to understand that there is a requirement that we have to have. So in Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter and the 12th verse, it say, now Israel, what does Yahweh Elohim require of thee? But to fear Yahweh Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Elohim with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of Yah and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good. We have to learn the requirements of the Most High. And not allow people to tell us what they think we ought to do. He's saying, behold, the heavens and the heavens is Yah, thy Elohim, the earth also with all that therein is. Only Yah had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. He say, circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For Yah your Elohim is Elohim of deities, and Yah Elohim of masters. A great Elohim, a mighty, and a terrible, which regardeth not person, nor take reward. So you can't buy the Creator off. You can't pay him off. He does not execute the judgment of the fatherless and the widow, and loveth the stranger, and giving him food and raiment. Now listen at this real good. Notice what he said. He does execute the judgment of the fatherless. That's one. The fatherless is somebody whose mother is a widow. She's trying to raise the child alone. Sometimes we don't understand something. We look at our sisters and we want to demean them because they have to do what they have to do to take care of their children. I'm not saying what a sister is doing is wrong, but we see sisters, they living by themselves and they struggling and they have children, and you will see them where they might have a boyfriend. If things get hard, they need to pay bills. Have a boyfriend, he come to him and say, oh, look, I can help you take care of that child. He sleep with her. She take his word, he sleep with her. They ain't married, but she taking his words. And she get pregnant again, he gone. Now she got 2 children she had to worry about. Things done got harder. She need help to pay those bills. So she say, man, I'm struggling. I can't do this alone. Another man came to her and she said, I'll never be fooled like that again. And this man said, look, I ain't gonna be like that other one that left you. I'm gonna stay here with you. And she get another, tried to sleep with her, and she get another baby. And she said, well, he said, well, I can't marry you. I want somebody that's a virgin. So he leave her. Repeating the cycle over and over and over again. And you know what we do? We'll look at a man that do that, and the father of that man will be like, boy, you got some good genes in you. Strong man. He done got children all over town. But that woman that's done did the same thing, she trying to survive. He called her a whore. Call her a bitch. Talk about her. But that's a man now. That's my boy. We got messed up standards.
Yes, yes.
We got to change our mindset. Instead of talking about her, why not try to help her?
Yes.
Why not, as a community, come together so she won't have to sleep with that boy who say he gonna help her, knowing all the time he ain't gonna help her? We got it twisted, and we have to change it. But this is a woman, in this circumstance, is a widow. Lost her husband. And she trying to make it. When the community is supposed to be taking care of her.
Hallelujah.
The Creator say we supposed to help the fatherless. And then you have the widow, the woman who lost her husband. We supposed to be helping them. We don't supposed to allow them to struggle and wonder how they're going to make it. And then you have the stranger, somebody who's new in the community, haven't found a job yet but looking. These are people who are poor, who's trying to make it, that we are supposed to be helping. How are we supposed to help them? In giving them food and raiment. That's how we supposed to help them. The Creator say, love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Hallelujah.
Thou shalt fear Yah, thy Elohim. See how the Creator showed you how to treat him. What he require you to serve him, but he also require you to help each other.
Yes.
So thou shalt fear Yah thy Elohim. Him shalt thou serve, to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. He is thy praise, and he is thy Elohim, that has done for thee these great and terrible things which thy eyes have seen.
Hallelujah.
The Most High is the one who's delivering us in every situation. And we have to understand that. Because I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to a good person, a good man, listen at what David said in Psalms 37 and 23. David said, the steps of a good man are ordered by Yah. In other words, they are established by the Creator. And he delighteth in his ways. So the steps of a good man is established by Yah. In other words, you're going to do what he say. And let me just say this. Yah has to be first in your life, because when you put Yah first, then you're going to do everything else. And I want to give an example. I want to give an example how a man didn't put the Creator first and what the prophet said to him. And I think this is a good example for all of us, that we need to take heed to or listen to. In 2 Chronicles, the 15th chapter. Because I think if we look at the example, and we look at this example, I think that we can become a better person. 2 Chronicles 15 and verse 1 say, and the spirit of Elohim came upon Azariah, the son of Oded. And he went out to meet Asa, and said unto him, hear ye me, Asa, and all Yehudah and Benjamin. Yah is with you while you be with him. Let me repeat that again, because sometimes we don't understand that. Yah is with you while you be with him. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
And if you seek him, he will be found of you. But, see that word but is a big word. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you.
Yes, yes.
That's what we have to understand. So Yah done showed us what to do. If we do it, Yah is with us. If we don't do it, Yah is against us. He said, now for a long season, Israel have been without the true Elohim, and without a teaching priest, and without law. And we know we've been without somebody who teaching the Most High and teaching the law for a long time. Because for a period of time, we couldn't even learn nothing about JC or Yahweh or anybody else. And then when they did begin to teach us, they taught us what they wanted us to know. Servants, be obedient to your masters. That's what they taught us. Then they taught us that the law was done away with. So we have been a long season without the true Elohim, without a teaching priest, and without law. He said, but when they in their troubles did turn unto Yah Elohim of Yisrael and sought him, he was found of them. So when they got in trouble and began to seek the Most High, they found him. He said, in those times, there was no peace to him that went out, nor to him that came in, but great vexation were upon all the inhabitants of the country. What we have now? Vexation everywhere. Afraid to walk around somebody. You got people in here afraid to cough because they scared you gonna say something. And then those who are around you, when they see you, they trying to go in the other direction. And nation was destroyed of nation, and city of city. For Elohim did vex them with all adversity. But listen at what he said. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. Be strong. Don't be weak. Be strong. Because your work will be rewarded. And I know that the Most High know what he wants for us. And he wants us to be blessed. He wants us to have the desires of our hearts. But there's conditions. In Jeremiah, the 29th chapter. And we're going to start reading at the 11th verse. Because the Most High already understands you and everything about you. He understands everything. He say, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says Yah. Thoughts of peace and not of evil. To give you an expected end. To give you a future of hope. He said, then shall you call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. The Creator say you're going to go and you're going to pray to him, and he's going to listen to you. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. That means serving the Most High, and that means helping your brothers and sisters. Because a person is judged by what they do, by your actions. That's how you judge. And he said, I will be found of you, says Yah, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, says Yah. And I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive. The Creator is going to bring us back to our own land. So what am I saying to you? When you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and then you call upon the Most High will hear you. I'm telling you right now that he will hear you.
Yes.
When you are humbled, he will hear you. Because the cries of the righteous are heard. In Psalms, the 34th division, in the 17th verse, the Most High tells us, he say, the righteous cry, and Yah heareth, and deliver them out of all their troubles.
Yes, yes.
The Most High deliver the righteous. He say, Yah is now to them that are of a broken heart, and save such be of a contrite spirit.
Yes.
Many are the affliction of the righteous, but Yah delivereth him out of them all. The Most High will deliver. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yah redeemeth the soul of his servant, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. In other words, nobody that trusts in Yah will be sentenced to death. Not if you're trusting in him. And I hope you are. I hope you are trusting in the Most High. Don't be like some of us. I trust in him sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. No, we have to trust in the Creator all the time. In Joshua, the 24th chapter, and I love to go to this verse. I love to go to these verses. Because what this tells me is that you have control over your own house. You don't have no control over somebody else's house. You can tell them, but it's up to them. And that's what Joshua is doing. He's telling them, look, this is what you need to do. But that's all I can do for you. But as for me, I know what I can do. So look at what he tells us in Joshua, the 24th chapter, and the 14th verse. He say, now therefore fear Yah, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the deities which your father served on the other side of the flood, and in Egypt, and serve ye Yah. Get away from those deities that Abraham, Isaac, I ain't gonna say Isaac, but Abraham and his father and his brothers, the ones that they were serving. You get away from those deities. Those deities that you were serving down there in Egypt. So you get away from those deities. Those same deities that you serving right here in the United Snakes of America. You can get rid of those deities. Stop serving them and serve Yah. He said, if it seem evil unto you to serve Yah, choose you this day. Make up your mind. Make a decision. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the deities which your father served that was on the other side of the flood, or the deities of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. Yes. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yah. Yes. 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 And that's what it's personal. I can only tell you about it, but it's personal to me, and it should be personal to you, where you can make a decision that you're going to serve Yah. And that's what we have to do. Now I know a lot of people say, well, why should I serve Yah? That's what we started off with. Why should I serve Yah when I see all this other stuff going on? I see brothers and sisters dying from this disease. Why should I serve Yah? This is why. Look at Deuteronomy. And I'm going to leave you with this in Deuteronomy in the 32nd chapter. In the 39th verse. He says, see now that I, even I, am he. And there is no Elohim with me. No deity with me. He said, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. I know that the Most High lives forever. And I know he's been here from the beginning. Even until now, and when I'm gone, he's going to still be here. And I just thank the Most High for allowing me to be able to serve him. And I pray that the Most High will give me a heart where I will serve him till the day I die. May the Creator bless you and keep you. Hallelujah! 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Praise Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. Hallelujah! Hallelujah!